Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me try one more time. Let me see. It's live. So if you go on YouTube and you go to uploads, you'll see where it says number 10, and then it should be live.
Extend the right leg nice and long, and then cross the left leg over.
Okay.
Just like we did before, it's that half lotus pose. But this time, reach for behind the right leg. So either grabbing above or behind and lower than the knee. And then you can pull for one last hamstring stretch. If you choose to bend that long leg, you'll get into the outer left hip.
Okay, alright, sounds good. Okay, bye.
And then switching it, unraveling, extend the left leg long, cross the right leg over.
All right, we are live. This is working. So let's start seated while everyone gets settled into the space. And if you have a block or if you have a strap, make sure you have that around you. And then find a nice comfortable seat. Happy Thursday. So getting onto your mat, we will start in a little bit of stillness. You can turn it down just a little bit. Sorry for any of the technology glitches. It seems like that's par for the course of virtual land. So root your tailbone down and lengthen the spine high. Feel the tops of the ears reaching up as the tailbone presses down even more. And then bring your awareness right to where your belly button is. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep breath out. Another deep breath in. And out. And then let's let this next exhale be vocal. Deep breath in. And an HA, sigh it out. 2 more deep breath in. And let it go. Last time. And let it go. Inhaling slow for 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, release. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, start to lift the heart forward. And as you exhale, start to curve the spine backwards. Inhale, lead with the heart. Exhale, curve and hollow. A few more times. Two more. Last one. returning to center with your eyes closed, continue to feel that breath. Notice the pelvis, notice the shoulders, and then find the connection between the two where that navel is. Creating that relationship between the lower part of your body and the upper body by focusing on your center. And keep visualizing and feeling the navel expanding even more as you reach the peak of your inhale. Sip in just a little more breath. And then repeating that with the exhale as you release and surrender that breath. Let a little bit more go. And a little more go. And a little more go. And then breathe in. And wherever you are, drawing the palms together at the heart. So today's intention has a lot to do with finding our center in a different way by really focusing on our navel and our core. We're going to be creating a relationship from the upper part of our body to the lower part of our body with today's pose of elephant pose. And elephant pose focuses a lot on the present moment. In yoga, the elephant is called Ganesha, and Ganesha is one of the deities that we pay attention to and pray to and meditate on. And Ganesha's power is to remove obstacles from your life. Ganesha is known as the remover of obstacles. And obstacles can be many things. There's obstacles of the mind, which many of us might be facing. There's emotional obstacles, physical obstacles, internal, external, financial. There's so many different obstacles we face. And the way to remove those obstacles is by taking that time to center, taking that time to ground all distant limbs of your body together in your core, and to meditate and reflect and do some true introspection, really working on that inner reflection and doing that vulnerable work that some of us don't always have time for or want to do. So when these obstacles come, which I know I've been experiencing a lot of them recently, it's finding this present moment of stillness, bringing our awareness down to the core, and allowing all of this expansive energy past our fingertips, past our toes, come into this deep, intimate place within us. And just focusing on your breath and helping your mind clear from the chitta, which we call the chatter in yoga. That's all the distractions of life. And by grounding and really finding that present moment, which we really try to achieve each week, we can start thinking about what obstacles we actually have and what obstacles our mind and our emotions are creating. It's not easy work. It requires time. Today's pose is not easy. It requires time. And we're going to build up to this pose so that we can practice a physical obstacle and use our breath and our core, that center of our body, to work through that challenge. So we can start putting our practice into practice. So wherever you are, take another breath in on this. Take another breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. And as we begin our practice, I want you to think of finding your center in the symmetry and asymmetry, in the balance and off balance of your practice and in life. So as you keep the eyes closed, extend the legs nice and long in front of you. Place the hands right on the thighs so we can start connecting the upper body, the hands, to the lower body, the legs. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to slide the hands down the legs, feeling all parts of that top of the leg, shin, ankle, maybe the toes. And then as you inhale, start to slide the hands back up all the way to the crease of the pelvis. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly start to hip hinge. Maybe there's a slight bend or deep bend, just letting the fingertips graze the thigh. And on the inhale, slowly come back up, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, tuck the chin down and start to reach forward in that forward fold a little bit deeper with that exhale. Inhale, slowly coming back up. And last time, exhale, hinging forward fold, letting the fingertips run down. Staying at the base here, a soft bend in the leg, maybe a deep bend, maybe the legs are long. But keep the eyes closed and let the back of the head get heavy so your forehead connects to the shins. There was a quote that said, don't tell Ganesha how big your problems are, tell your problems how big your Ganesha is. So we're going to work on what our Ganesha is, what our remover of obstacles can be, what it is. And then slowly roll on up. I'm mirroring you, bend the right leg, you guys can do your right. And then give it a gentle hug, and on the inhale, start to open up towards the right. And then exhale, give it a full hug with both arms. 2 more times, inhale, expanding the long arms long. Exhale, releasing that twist. And then on the inhale, we'll hold all the way at the edge. And then exhale, stay where you are, but twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, reach the fingertips back. Exhale, place the heel of the hand down. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist over the right. And then slowly let it go, extending that right leg long, coming back to center. And then bending the left leg, giving that leg a hug. Reach the left fingertips long. Inhale, twist to the back. And exhale, come back to front. Inhale. Exhale, a double hug. One more time, inhale. Staying here. And then releasing the hand down by the tailbone. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, twist over your left. One more inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And then slowly letting it go, extending the left leg long. One more time. Inhale, the fingertips high this time. And on the exhale, hinge from the hips. Keep the biceps by the ears nice and long. Forward fold. From here, wrap the arms underneath the thighs as if you're giving yourself a hug. And slowly start to walk the feet back by bending the legs. And then rock yourself back so you're actually in boat pose with that hug. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze even the toes. Extend one fingertip. Extend the other. Feel the core fire up, remembering that Agni from 2 weeks ago. So now extend the legs just a little bit longer. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Feeling that core, that center connection. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, cross into a tabletop. Shift the weight forward, send the knees back. Starting to move through that spine as you inhale, release the belly, gazing up. And then exhale, curve and hollow out that spine. Inhale, lengthen the belly, lift the chin high. Exhale, curve by pressing the heel of the hands down and the knees. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then curling the toes, downward facing dog. Move through that downward facing dog, bending one leg, then bending the other. Maybe extending one leg high, maybe extending the other. Any physical obstacles that you might be feeling, send the exhale to those places. And then slowly start to walk the feet forward. If you're ready to hop, gallop, jump. Forward fold at the front of your mat, Uttanasana, crown of the head is heavy. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Get the forehead closer to the knee. Inhale, lengthen, press the nose against the knee. Exhale, bend. And now on the inhale, swan dive up and lengthen the legs high. Exhale, forward fold, hip hinging all the way down. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen out of the crown of the head, high to the sky. Exhale, hip hinge, forward fold. Last time, inhale high. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, sweep the right leg back. Inhale, the front leg back, down dog. On the next breath in, high plank. Lower the knees. Send the hips back just a little bit. Now bend the elbows for the chest and the chin. Roll the belly forward, slide the shoulders down the back, gaze forward, tuck the toes down dog. Inhale the right foot high to the sky. Exhale the right foot in between the hands, then bring the left to meet the right, forward fold. 3 swan dives, inhale. Exhale all the way down. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last time. Exhale. Sweep the left leg back, low lunge. Next breath in, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale the knees, send the hips back, then bend the elbows to lower the chest and the chin. Inhale, release the belly. Press the shoulders away from the ears, lift the tops of the ears higher. Tuck the toes down dog. Draw the left foot up into the sky, inhale. And then bring the foot in between the hands, forward fold. 1 more breath. Last one. And now 1 breath for our sun salutation. Inhale high. Exhale lower. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale down facing dog. Inhale right plank. Exhale lower. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot in between the hands. Exhale the left foot to meet the right. 1 swan dive, inhale high. Exhale lower. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale downward facing dog. Inhale high plank. Exhale lower down. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward facing dog. 2 breaths to slow down that heart rate. Feel the heels pressing down into the mat as well as the heel of the hand, so automatically creating that connection between our upper and lower. And now feel that navel drawing up and away from the floor so the spine and navel get closer to one another. Keep scooping and hollowing out that lower abdomen. Another deep breath in. And inhale the right heel high to the sky, flexing the foot. There's no change in that left leg. Extend the right heel farther away from the crown of the head and really lift up in the back of the right kneecap. And now draw the right foot in between the hands. Starting off in a runner's lunge, lift up in the back leg. Be mindful of the front knee stacked on top of the ankle and then draw the fingertips high to the sky. Breathing in here. Allow there to be a soft breath in the front leg. And now hop the back foot out to your left and spiral the back heel down, warrior 1. So keeping that front hip still square, that front hip continues to reach backwards. Another breath. Bending the elbows and start to lift the hands high. And then extend the fingertips far back. Interlace the hands behind you. Squeeze, 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 squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Lift the heart up. And exhale, hinge into a humble warrior. Resting that right knee on the front thigh. Tucking the chin into the chest, let the crown of the head get heavy. And continue to draw the thumbs overhead behind you. Draw the right hip back even more. Breathe into that navel. Last breath. Swing the hands up on the inhale. Draw the hands to the inside of the front leg. Pick up the back heel and lower the back knee down into a low lunge. Start to shift from left to right, focusing on the space in the hips. And then wherever you are, starting to shift weight forward and back. Getting deeper into those hips. Keeping the hands down, tuck the back toes and lift the back knee high. Staying here. Maybe lowering to one elbow. Maybe just bending the elbows, lowering to the other, or both. And then from here, take the back leg and tuck it behind the front leg. So you can come back into a twist, raise the right arm high, and exhale, twist it behind you. Inhale the front arm high, your left arm, and then bend it and hook it to the outside of that top knee. Breathe. Just a little bit deeper, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last time. And then returning the hands back to the inside of the front foot. Reversing that transition, hop the leg back long, downward facing dog, vinyasa flow. A smile on the up dog, and then an exhale on the downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Flex the foot high, and keep reaching the heel energetically away from the fingertips. As the fingertips point forward, the heel points backwards. And then draw that foot in between the hands in front of you, stacking the knee on top of the ankle straight. Squeeze the inner thighs, lift up from the back kneecap, fingertips high. Allow there to be a subtle, sneaky breath in that front leg. As you breathe in, maybe lift up subtly, and then exhale, lower. Shoulders are heavy. Now hop the back foot out to the right. Spiral the back heel, warrior one, no change in the hips. Bending the elbows, lifting the hands up, squeeze the shoulders behind you, start to extend the arms, and then interlace it with the other thumb in front. Squeeze the shoulders, inhale that heart high. Exhale, humble warrior, hinging. Resting that left shoulder on the front knee, tucking the chin into the chest and letting the arms reach overhead behind you. Get a little bit deeper in that front knee. Another breath. Last one in. And exhale, swinging the arms up high. Inhale the fingertips up. And then let the hands lower. Come up to the ball of the back foot, lifting up that back heel. Then soften the knee down. Shifting the hips from left to right. And then rocking the hips forward and backwards. And then curl the toes, lift up in the back leg. Keeping the hands here, maybe bending the elbows down in a half push-up or half chaturanga position. Maybe one elbow, maybe the other, both, or just on the palms of your hands. Breathe into those hips. On your next inhale, tuck the long leg behind the front leg. And then extend the left arm high to the sky. Place it down behind you. Inhale the front right arm high. And then bend the elbow to hook it on the outside of your left leg. Twisting over that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last time. Inhale, unwind it. Reverse it. Extend your right leg long. Then bring the front leg back, downward facing dog, vinyasa flow. Take a couple of breaths into your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high into the sky. Draw the right foot in between the hands. Spiral the back heel down, warrior one. On the inhale, start to swim the arms under as you extend the leg long. And then syncing it with your exhale, press into that warrior one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, deepen. One more time at your own pace. Warrior two. Reaching the left arm long behind you. Just like we did before, inhale, start to extend the arms high, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, deepen. Two more times, inhale. Bring the front arm, rest it on the right thigh, extend the left arm long on the diagonal. Press down through the back heel, extending the fingertips long in front of you, just a little bit deeper. Continue to press that right forearm down to create space from the shoulder to the ears. And then extend the left fingertips in high up to the ceiling. Start to cactus the arm just like we did before and let the elbow fall behind you. From here, you're going to dive the fingertips into a half bind, pressing into the nook of the back, or maybe into the thigh or close to the thigh. Another deep breath here. And then from here, start to lengthen the front leg, but keep the hands where they are. So imagine that your right elbow is pressing the leg long. Roll your left shoulder back even more so you can gaze up to the ceiling. And then release the fingertips down to frame the front foot. Hop the back leg in, just a small hop. Taking a soft bend in the front leg, bring the nose to the knee, and then press the nose against the knee to lengthen into pyramid pose. Flip the palms, let the fingertips point backwards. And start to bend the back leg so all of your weight is in that front heel. This should start firing up that core, the center that we're trying to connect. And you have the choice to either press the fingertips down and hold, or trying to float that back leg up and down with a couple of hops. And then come back to pyramid pose. This time extend the fingertips long to the front corners of the yoga mat. Deep breath in. Hop the back foot to the front. Expand the feet so that they're the width of the mat. Take a deep bend in that right leg and place the right hand beneath the nose. And then start to reach the left fingertip high to the sky. And then releasing the hand down, bending the knees, and sitting the hips down. Just rocking from left to right. So we're gonna try out a version of compass pose standing to continue to twist and open up the hips to prepare the upper and the lower to find that connection in our core, our center. So what you'll do this time is you're gonna take your right elbow and wrap it around the right leg, and then you'll try to stand up and lengthen the legs to wherever your edge is. So it doesn't necessarily mean having a straight leg, but it means the intention of lengthening your legs is there. So taking your right arm and wrap it around the right leg, somewhere around the shin, maybe you can grab onto the ankle, and then start to lengthen the legs so you're in that deep forward fold. And just hang out here for a couple of breaths. Continue to hug that right leg even deeper so it draws you into a deeper forward fold. Last breath. And then unwind everything, hop, step, or walk through your vinyasa flow. You can stay wide-legged if you'd like, or return to your normal vinyasa flow stance. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Draw the left foot in between the hands, warrior one. Spiraling the back heel and drawing the fingertips high. Right away, drawing the hip back. And on the inhale, lengthening the leg and swimming the arms underneath behind you. Exhale, bend and deepen. Connecting to your breath 2 more times. Inhale. One more time. And your exhale. Warrior 2. Extending the right fingertips behind you, left fingertips reach forward. 3 more times. Inhale, lengthen everything up. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Last time. Exhale. Bending the front arm, rest it on the front thigh, and extend the right fingertips long. Bicep close to the ear. Press that back heel down and continue to press the energy down to send a wave of energy up through the fingertips, creating space on the right ribs and the right side body. And then from here, extend the right fingertips high to the sky. Cactus the arm and start to let the elbow get heavy. And then hook the fingertips behind your back, maybe into the thighs, maybe all the way into that front thigh for a deep half bind. Breathing. Now press down through the left arm to lengthen the front leg in a variation on triangle pose with that bind. Roll the right shoulder up to the ceiling even more. Continue to open that heart higher. Last breath. And then bring your hands to frame the front foot. Hop the back foot in just a little bit for that pyramid pose. Bend the front leg and bring the nose to touch the knee. And then start to press that nose against the knee to lengthen that deep, intimate fold. Flipping the fingertips to point back, walking them away from the front foot, and then bend the back leg, and see if you can maybe hop or lighten up all the way from that back foot. Sending your weight forward over that front leg, engaging that core. And then find your stillness here. Extend the fingertips long towards the front corners. Breathe. Last breath. Hop the back foot to meet the front, widen the stance. Take a deep bend in your left leg. Place the left hand beneath your face and then draw the right fingertips high to the sky. Keep pressing that left thumb down to twist even deeper. And then just like we did before, getting into that compass variation, hook the left elbow around the back of the left leg. And then start to pull yourself into a forward fold, continuously trying to get that left shoulder underneath. And then letting it go. Rotate the toes out, send the hips down into Malasana prayer squat. From here you can have the hands by your sides, or if you'd like you can draw the palms together so that the elbows press the knees open. Continue to lead with the heart forward. That breath is present. Feel the crown of the head grounding. Feel the tailbone lifting. And feel the connection in that center, this present moment in our physical body. And then from here, we're going to take the same pose that we just did, where you hook the arm under one side, except we're going to do it on both in a forward fold. So if you're peeking up for a second, it looks like this on the diagonal, where I'll hook my elbows under to hold, and then I'll come into this forward fold where I can keep pulling myself underneath. So let's try that out. Lift the hips a little bit higher, and I'll hook one arm, the left arm under the left leg, wrapping it around, the right arm under the right leg, wrapping it around, and then pull yourself into this forward fold. Your toes point forward, your heels point back. Keep pulling yourself into this deep forward fold. Feel the core lifting up to create space for the lower and upper to connect. Shake that head yes, shake that head no. No tension. Another deep breath in. And exhale, let the fingertips reach down, so you're just letting the weight fall forward. And then start to swing from left to right like a pendulum. Start to let one knee bend, and then the other knee bend. Creating a figure eight with the body. And then again, finding stillness for a moment, placing the hands beneath the shins. Half step or walk back through your vinyasa flow. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Draw the right knee to the nose, high plank. Inhale the right the knee and nose to touch, floating plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale one more time. Inhale, lengthen. This time, bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand and start to lower the back knee down to a familiar place. Rocking the hips from left to right, maybe circling the hips in one direction and circling the hips in another. Just like we did before, we're going to find that connection of curving our arm to sculpt our front leg. Except this time I want you to think about getting the shoulder underneath the right knee. So bend the right arm and feel the right elbow curving under the right knee. And then give yourself a hug. Hug that leg as much as you can. Keeping that connection of shoulder under knee, shoulder under knee. Trying to find a place. Another option here is to slide the right arm under the leg so you can find this relationship in a little bit of a different way. Continuously and actively working to get that shoulder underneath. If you'd like to lower the left forearm down, you can. This is called lizard's pose. Another breath. And then from here, bring the hands back up. Now start to send the hips back and lengthen the front leg. And now bend the back leg so you actually sit on the heel. You're dragging that front leg back. Good. You should feel the heel right in between your sit bones. Extend the fingertips high. And exhale, hip hinge and forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Leading with the heart into the knee. Fingertips can walk down the yoga mat, they can hug behind the foot. And then from here, slowly coming on up. Send the hips back even more and start to bend that right leg in. So preparing for this pose, what we're going to do is extend the index finger and the middle finger and the thumb on your left hand and wrap it around the right big toe. And then from here, you're going to send the hips back so you're in a variation of the half happy baby. Extend the right arm high. And just like we did before, bend the elbow under the leg. So we were just here in lizard's pose. Try to get your right shoulder underneath as much as you can. So trying to find this connection. You might be here, you might be here, but actively working to get your shoulder under your knee and holding it. See if you can keep this yogi toe lock so it's this more concrete marker, and it'll really stabilize where the leg is. And then you can continue to try and shift the shoulder under the knee. Keep pressing the heel as long as you can to feel engagement in the back leg. And see, maybe you can peek under the left arm. And slowly let it go. Letting it all go. Crossing at the ankles. Taking a few rounds of cat-cows and circling the spine to let all of that out of the body. So we're asking a lot of our body. We're asking it to stabilize. We're asking it to connect. We're asking it to strengthen. And so these are the different obstacles, which can be the demands of life that we don't necessarily have control over or that we're required to do. So how do you remove those obstacles? How do you use your breath? How do you find a way to navigate these challenges? Vinyasa flow. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Draw the left knee to the nose, floating plank. Inhale, lengthen three-legged dog. Two more times, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Draw the foot to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee down, coming into lizard's pose on the other side. So remembering in lizard's pose, we're continuing this deep bind. So we try to lower the left shoulder and hug that left leg as much as we can. Or you can slide the arm long. But regardless, we want to find that shoulder to knee connection like we did in Humble Warrior, like we've done in that forward fold earlier today. And these challenges that come up aren't necessarily obstacles, or they're not obstacles that will hurt us, they're obstacles that help us grow and evolve, they challenge us. So in this journey of Ganesha, thinking about what do we have control over, what's actually helping us. If we'd like to bend the right form, we can. What is frustrating to experience, but fine. How can we create these achievable boundaries? How can we figure out what we will tolerate, what we have to, and how do we find peace within all of this? And slowly coming on up, start to lengthen the front leg. And you'll bend the right leg in so that as you shift your weight back and drag the front leg back, right in between the sit bones goes your heel. Extend the fingertips high. Exhale, forward fold, Ganesha Obstacles. And just by being physically present, there is no evolution, there's no growth, there's no introspection. You need these obstacles to figure out how you want to evolve as a human. And so Ganesha is not there to just take things away, but Ganesha is there to challenge you so you can learn more about yourself. Slowly come on up and send the hips back even more. And then just like we did before, bending the left leg, take your right index finger, middle finger, and thumb, looks like an L, and then wrap it around the big toe to find that concrete connection. This is going to stabilize our pose. Shift the weight back so you're in a half happy baby, and then extend the left arm high. Bend the left elbow and try to wedge and shimmy that left shoulder under the left knee. You might have to do some rocking around. You might fall out of this, and that's okay. Keep pressing the heel up to the sky to engage the back of the left leg. Breathing. Two more. Last one. And let that go. Cross the ankles. Shift the weight forward. A few circles of the spine, a few releases. And then a vinyasa flow. Stay in this downward facing dog for a couple of breaths. Feel the heels getting heavy. Building up to our peak pose. And then slowly hop, step, walk the feet in between the hands. Any way that works for you. And then wherever you are, bend the knees, bend the hips, and send the hips back so you are sitting on your bottom, legs long in front of you. So transitioning onto the mat. You got it. We're going to take a round of Dandasana. We did this when we were preparing for lotus pose a couple of weeks ago. A reminder, Dandasana is when we're floating the feet high in the hips, but we're going to work it in a different way. So first, if you have any flesh behind you, pull it out so you can really feel your sit bones rooted into the earth. And just like we have the extremity of our fingers and the extremity of our toes, we're going to focus on our core to bring it all together. So bring the hands by the sides and feel the hands squeezing the body tight. And then zip the legs, so we're replicating the energy of the arms hugging to the energy of the legs hugging. Press the floor away and start to lift up the heels. Feel the sit bone lifting just a little bit, but feel the core doing all the work. So we're sending all of our energy into that navel. Keep squeezing the legs together. Press the hands down even more. Squeeze the triceps into the core. Breathe. One more. And let it go. Extend the fingertips high to the sky. Forward fold. And then from here, slowly roll up. Bring the left leg up with you. So, elephant pose. I'm going to explain this variation so you know how to do it. So just like we did before, a couple of times, we've aimed to achieve some variation of this, whether the leg is low or the leg is up high by the shoulder. We want to find shoulder to knee connection in elephant pose. Then the next place to go is to flatten the hands so we have a 90-degree angle, and to extend this arm long just like we did in Dandasana. My foot is flexed, and I bring the leg on top. This can be elephant pose, hanging here, or maybe elephant pose is here, or we have shoulder to knee and foot to knee, really asking our core to do work. The last place, if you have this connection, is to shift the weight forward so that you're floating up, pressing the heel away so that you're floating up. Everything relates to our center, this present moment, our core. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps. A lot of this we've done, we're just building on it. So the left leg is bent, and the right index finger, middle finger, and thumb connect to the big toe. And we send the weight back just like we did in that half happy baby. Take the left arm and place it underneath the right leg. It can be long, or maybe you can find that connection of knee to shoulder. We're trying to get knee to shoulder. Stay here. Now the next place to go, if you'd like, is releasing the right hand down, and you can stay here. The next place to go, if you'd like, is bending the top leg so you find this connection of a hook, and you can stay here. You're welcome to hang out at any part of this journey. Surrendering is not an option, because that means you're giving in to the obstacle. So finding the way to remove that obstacle, finding your success. And then whenever you're ready, use your breath to stay in this pose, or maybe you can play with shifting your weight forward and back. That's it, nice. Maybe you play with some pop-ups by pressing the hands firmly into the ground. That's it. Stay wherever you are for 3 more breaths, for 2 more breaths. Last breath, and let it go. Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Soles of the feet touch. Inhale the heart high. And exhale, press the elbows into the shins. Press the elbows to open up the hips. And then lead with the heart down. And so though that pose is intended to be challenging, it's physically and literally creating an obstacle for us, demanding so much of us, which is what happens in life. So how do you remove that obstacle without giving up, without surrendering? Maybe you find a route that's more achievable, a way that makes you feel successful. Maybe you just focus on your breath and deepen your breath in that moment and get out of your mind, that chatter, that chitta. How can you feel successful in these challenges? What is your Ganesha telling you? And slowly coming on up. Extending your left leg long and bending your right leg in. We'll take it to the other side. So noticing if there's an imbalance, that's fine. Find strength in both sides. Taking your left index finger, thumb, and middle finger, wrap it around your right big toe, and then shift the weight back so you're in that half happy baby. Extend the right arm high to the sky and bend that right arm so that we wedge it underneath the shoulder. And if your arm is long and you find that your leg is right on the elbow, drop it below the elbow or above to protect that joint. And you can stay here. This is your elephant pose. Continuously working to achieve that shoulder to knee connection. And then when you're ready, you can shift the weight back, maybe. Maybe you drop the other arm down and stay here. And wherever you are, hook the other foot on top if possible. So if my leg is lower to the floor, I can still find that connection on the floor, just emulating a variation of elephant pose. finding your success, not surrendering to any obstacle. And then we have 3 breaths to play. Maybe rocking forward and back, maybe hopping up. That's it. Good. Last breath wherever you are. And slowly lowering yourself down, coming back into that bound angle one more time. Except this time what we're going to do is place the hands against the knees, lift the heart high, and as you hinge forward, keep pressing the hips open. Keep drawing the knees down to the floor, leading with the heart forward. And then swinging from left to right, slow motion. As you move to your left, press the right hand down. As you move to the right, press the left hip down. Pressing the knees down each time to get deeper in the hips. Coming into our final pose before you take your own final choice pose. Extend the legs long and open your legs wide and long. This is called turtle pose. Turtle pose is a deep, wide-legged fold that asks us to keep that bind of shoulder to knee. So the first thing you're going to do, just like we did before, is bend the left elbow and bring the left shoulder to the left knee as much as you can. Hook around the left leg. And then same thing to the other side. And feel the connection here. Good. Now with each inhale, I have to move over my stairs. With each inhale, you're going to flex the foot and let the heels melt away. And then on the exhale, try to melt deeper towards the floor. Inhale, press the heels away. And then exhale, get deeper into a forward fold. Continue to hug the shins dearly so you can get deep into that last intimate fold of our class. Lead with the heart forward. See if you can let go of the legs and flatten the palms on the sides of the floor. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring the hands up first. First the arms, and then slowly bring the legs. Draw the legs together in front of you. And windshield wiper as you start to make your way down onto your back. Any last poses that you might need, either a hug into the chest, spinal twist, happy baby, shoulder pose, bridge pose, plow, any pose at all that you need in your practice, find this pose for your last. Closing asana posture, last. Finding a way to find that closure, to experience that physical surrender from all the hard work you've had in this practice. And then closing the eyes. Letting the toes fall open. Letting the hips surrender and release. And wherever you are, slowly wiggling the fingers, slowly wiggling the toes, feeling your inhales and noticing those exhales. Bringing the knees into the chest on your next inhale. And on the exhale, rocking from left to right, forward and back, any way that feels good to you. Slowly finding your way up to a seated position at the front of your mat. Keeping the eyes closed, drawing the palms together. And coming back to this quote, don't tell Ganesha how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big Ganesha is. And so in yoga, we learn so many tools on the mat. We learn how to create space in our mind and a deeper connection to our bodies so that we're best equipped to handle all the obstacles of life. There is no solution, there is no magic potion to get rid of obstacles, but we can learn the tools to better equip us so that we can always feel grounded, present, and connected to ourselves. And sometimes the obstacles might seem bigger than us, but be patient because we'll figure it out. You will figure it out. You always have your breath. You always have your mind and your body to work as a team. Draw the palms together at the heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Another deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. One more. And inhale to an exhale. Om, inhale. Thank you for coming to the virtual class, and thank you for practicing with us. May you be grateful for something every day, confident in every decision, present in every action, and may you continue to empower your inner Ganesha for any obstacles that might come. Namaste. And for all of you yogis that have been coming every week, next Thursday will be our last class of the series, and then we might revisit a Simmer series as well. Have a lovely week.